welcome to another Digimon Roll special. I'm your DM, Rafi, and I'm here with Justin.
Critical fail!
Connor. And Max.
Jesus.
Whoa.
We're off to a great start.
So, if you haven't watched the other two, go watch the other two. We did 2 specials already. We did a movie special, we did a Halloween special, and I want to do another one.
You don't want to do it.
I want to do no.
Simply because I wanted to.
Because I can. So, essentially, we've been playing this Digimon Tabletop. It's mostly homebrew, but, if you're looking for the big guidebook on it, go to our Facebook page and I'll put it up on there. Yeah, I've been doing this for like a couple months now. I can't even... I haven't put a date on it, but...
Yeah, it's been at least a few months.
I think it was like midsummer or something.
Yeah.
That was when we started.
So essentially, when we started, these guys were humans that were sucked into the digital world. They are the 3 Digidestined that are destined to save the world from a group of evil tamers called the Dark Tamers. Where we are now is essentially what I call Season 2. These guys have basically freed an island already, and they're currently jumping around different islands. It's like the season of Pokemon that wasn't in the game. They're hopping around different islands trying to save it from the Dark Tamers and its fascist government.
Destroy fascism!
Fascist shrimp brick.
It's always fascist. You can tell when we recorded this. Hey, future Rafi, how's Season 4 of Rick and Morty going? Anyway.
Shrimps.
We've been doing this for a while now. And I wanted to know that when we jump in with our heroes here, they've just gotten to another island called Pirated Paradise and are traveling through the island. Basically, each island has a captain on it. They're trying to find the captain's mark. That's the main story. But of course, with these anime movie special tie-ins or whatevers, they get kind of an offshore story that's a pretty big deal. So, again, watch the first one, watch the Halloween one. Otherwise, we'll give you some context for things that happen in the story. I am now going to pass things off to some of my co-hosts here to explain their characters, who they are, just kind of the basics. So, let's start with you, Justin.
Alright, I'm a tactician.
Yep.
Which ultimately means that my guy's interactions with his Digimon consist of using varying cards that he receives after eliminating specific other Digimon. Pretty much, it's kind of like the whole TM situation with the Pokemon games.
Yeah, it's Season 3 of Digimon was when they started doing stuff like that. They started using cards to upgrade their Digimon.
Neat. My partner is Black Agumon. We've been kind of working through the motions and trying to figure out like the relationship between Og and my character, who is also named Justin. We did stick with all of our actual names just because of a somewhat simpler and easier to communicate kind of situation.
I'm not going to call Connor Rygor the entire time. Like, just
you might though.
Name.
You would if he asked you to.
How about
Rygor the Brave?
Connor Rygor.
All right, there we go. Now we got it. Now it's fair.
Now it's fair. It's canon.
That's what the R in my name stands for.
The interesting thing that we kind of came to the conclusion of that really ties into my character's backstory is that him and Og have a more like kind of sibling style relationship.
Big brother, little brother.
Where my character is kind of inadvertently trying to make up for the lost time. Outside of the Digi world, he ended up actually having a very difficult, like, kind of
past sins
situation.
Criminal record.
Ultimately, actually ended up with the death of his sibling, which we're still exploring that aspect. Since he last was in one of these videos, he basically what ended up happening was he started kind of trying to right some old wrongs, trying to basically
redeem himself.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of the violence is my first resort kind of situation. Og kind of struggled with it for a bit. They kind of found a catharsis. And recently he joined a
The pirate.
Pirate gang.
Yeah, he became it on. I remember.
Again.
What is the crest that represents you?
His crest is friendship. Ultimately, ended up deciding on that one because of his biggest drawback being his closeness to other people.
Mm-hmm.
His bond with Og is growing, and his bond with his party is also growing. He's a little standoffish still with
He's getting there.
other people.
Now, it's important to note at this point in their careers or whatever, all three of the tamers have gotten their tamer powers. It won't be super relevant for Justin because his tamer power revolves around gaining DP. And in these movie specials, I don't factor in DP, which is the mana or energy. Essentially just so we can do cool stuff faster. So,
Andy's been arrested.
yeah. There was a whole trial scene. It was pretty gnarly. But yeah,
It's pretty sweet.
that's Justin and Og.
A lot of bonding.
Connor. What's your whole deal? Who are you? What's going on over there?
So we'll start off with with my Digimon's name. It's a Kakuamon. He's like this. Holy crap! I said it right.
Yeah, he's like a little taser beetle.
Hold on a second. Yeah, this is a call for a round of applause. If you're drinking, have a drink.
Times has to be the
Voice of reason.
voice of reason for all of us. We all look to him.
No, I have a centaur in my head for that.
Yeah, you have a centaur in your head for that.
Oh,
but
yes. Confirmed character.
yes.
I can't wait for the wiki that's eventually made with this tabletop where there's a whole page on Justin Centaur.
Oh
Can we all work together to make that?
Maybe. Maybe we
No,
will.
because then I'm gonna make fanfic of it.
Fanfic. Connor TigerVespamon.exe.
Oh. Guess you just wasted one of our censors.
Oh no.
Asshole.
Hey, I could say it.
We should get like a swear jar, and that's how we'll pay for like the group pizza.
Hold on.
Everybody needs to pitch in $1 every time they swear on a podcast, and then that will all go to charity or something.
Listen,
Did you
I
mention
can't
the
afford
name
that.
of
So-
Falcomon?
I'll continue on that. So I have nicknamed my Falcomon Pilot. I came up with that nickname as I heard somebody tell me that was the name of, I think, their grandparents' bird
Yeah,
or something, and that name was like, oh my god, I love it.
it's perfect.
I love that name.
So that's our cast here. Those are our three guys. Now, when we're going to open with an action scene. So prepare your butts. So when we open, a tower has been built in the middle of Fang Village by an evil Digimon called Ogremon and his minions, the Goblimon. And they've opened up this tower in conjunction with another tower in another village across the way, run by another Ogremon. And these two towers are trading supplies to each other. This tower in particular has a lot of explosives that they're trying to ship over to the other tower. Now, again, they've kind of just taken over this village and established their tower. When we open, we see you guys trying to handle it strategically. Assumedly, Pilot kind of made a plan.
Or like the strategically.
But because Fang Village is populated by Agumon, the way you sneak in is Og, who again is a black Agumon, disguises himself as the king of the Agumon. And he has like a big robe and a crown over his head. And he's pretending to come there to make a peace treaty with Ogremon. And he's also bringing his manslave, Justin.
Am I gonna have to fight him in my skivvies?
No, you're wearing your clothes, don't worry.
At least I got that going for me.
I should mention each of the characters has armor to prevent them from getting too poor of a roll. Essentially, if they are hit with a physical attack, and this is just for the human characters, if it's a 1 or a 2, they add a +1 to it. Yeah, Og and Justin are in the tower, kind of being guided through by the Goblimon, because again, they think this is like a peace treaty and that the Agumon want them in the village. Pilot...
Is this an assassination attempt?
No.
Damn it.
I mean,
He starts
I guess
sweating.
so.
It might be. I'm about to take out Shrimp Rick.
Essentially, the tower is heavily fortified. So Justin and Og are in there to try and find an opening, which will allow
Remember the 5th of November.
Connor, Pilot, Zap, and Max to sneak into the tower when the opening is there. I should also mention, because Connor hasn't gotten this yet, but I will allow it for this special. All three of our characters are capable of DNA digivolving which is essentially fusing their Digimon together. Now, just to get kind of ahead of this, Max and Connor, do you want to Digivolve your Digimon to any point?
Let's see.
Because at this point in the playthrough,
How big are the bushes?
you have access to Champion and Ultimate.
Also, follow-up question.
Well, except actually, not you, Connor.
He doesn't have.
You said you said I was on a chain.
Yeah.
Like a long chain,
Like a chain from your neck to Og's hand.
like capable of using that to asphyxiate somebody long.
Yeah.
Nice.
Asphyxiate himself.
Like, how big are these bushes?
Don't
Like,
open that closet door.
theoretically, what is the biggest I can go without?
Well, let's see.
Large.
Your biggest form is Saberdramon. And if it lies... actually, no. Yeah, it's the biggest one. If it lies completely flat, it can hide behind the bushes.
Okay, so I would like to go into Chromon then.
Okay.
So are they
In that case,
So Max has jumped
big
up
bushes
to...
or small bag.
They're in the bushes outside the tower. Yeah, so... So, like, when we already opened, Pilot's, like, in Chromon form.
Just to forewarn, or I guess fill the audience in, I have a Pope hat, like an obnoxiously tall
Yeah,
Pope
you found a
hat.
Pope hat.
I found it, so I might refer to myself as the father.
I think you're hiding in the bushes and your Pope hat's, like, sticking out.
I just imagine, like,
But nobody questions it.
it's
Yeah.
like a normal...
I think it's like a Doug Dimmadome hat though. It's always off screen. Like,
It's a big deal.
Like outside the window in the room where I'm by, you can see the top of the hat moving around. It's like, what's this even?
And I will occasionally pull religious-based things out from underneath the hat.
Is Zap Zap in
like across the
Kokuamon
side.
form or Tankmon?
Yeah, I'll keep him as Zap Zap right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Because nothing says terrifying like thinking you're fine 40 feet up in a tower and then a tank drops out of the sky.
It's true. So,
We call that the 18.
I would like my M1A1 Freebrooms, please.
so Justin, you and Og are being guided through the tower by the Gobblemon. You're essentially like just kind of looking through the halls and stuff. You get up to the top of the tower, where Ogremon presides. He kind of shows up. He goes up to you guys, and he looks at Og and goes, "So you're the king of Fang Village?" And Og is like, "Yes."
Yup.
Og is like, "For all questions, you can defer to my man-slave, Justin." Justin, answer the man. He pulls him the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Your lord in greatness, Black Aquaman, forever known as Og.
So,
How am I doing, buddy?
Og's like, "You're doing great."
Nice.
Ogremon's like, "I don't know, you guys whisper each other.
Shut
But I can't hear. I have short-term hearing loss." Anyway,
short-term hearing loss.
he's also very dumb.
Every now and then he just becomes deaf, and
I'll look him dead in the eyes. I'm not going to kill you.
he's like, "What?"
So, Justin, you already noticed at the top of the tower, they have like a drawbridge set up where the thing comes down and like they
It's
have
like the equations popping through my head. The centaur's hitting like the abacus thing. It's like, ha ha!
they have like boxes of like supplies that are put on like balloons, or I guess balloons are put on the supplies and just floated across away from the village. So they like open the drawbridge, transport stuff out, and then pull it back up. So it's like shipping and receiving.
How I'm going to get these guys in.
It's like a shipping and receiving that's like at the top of the tower. And all these Gobblemon are like looking at computers and pressing buttons and stuff. And Ogremon is like, "As you can see, we ship out all of our explosives through the top of our tower."
The king would like to get some form of visual documentation of this. Am I allowed to take pictures with my digidevice?
Are you asking me? Is it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
me asking God. Like, is that something I'm capable of doing?
I'll say yes.
Am I able to send those said pictures?
Yes.
Because what I would like to do is trick him into thinking, yeah, I'm allowed to do that. Take pictures of the drawbridge, the room, what he looks like, and then send it to them.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Cool.
Okay, so Justin has taken photos of the drawbridge and the whole room setup, and has sent it to you and to Max and Connor.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
I want to send him a meme back.
send him a dope meme. So Justin,
Sick memes.
they know what the room looks like, but they don't know when the drawbridge is open.
And I want to haha react it.
Just you hear over the digidevice.
Yeah, they're just laughing like idiots. Now, Justin, I need you to roll a 20.
I will explain while I was giggling.
It's like
while-
18.
18?
while he rolled.
So you notice that with the drawbridge, it opens up every 5 minutes, and then in small intervals of 10 minutes. And it stays open for that long. Well, actually, It's kind of long. It opens up for a minute most of the time.
Yep.
But there's a couple of bigger orders that come out that
Once in a
opens
while
for
it's
like
5
4 or
minutes.
5 minutes because they have to leave it open.
I will also tell him that I need to write notes.
Okay,
For the
so
situation.
Oruman's like, alright, you seem pretty trustworthy. He gives you like a map of the facility. He gives you like an order paper. Like, as you can see, these are all the shipments we have. And it's just like bomb, 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 bomb.
Hey,
Big
what is,
bomb.
which one is this one?
One supply is like
What is
fish.
it? That one says Big Daka Bomb?
Yeah, it's a really big Daka bomb. As you can see, this is the F bomb.
Can I have one of those?
Sorry, that's the last one. But hey, we have plenty of sensor bombs.
Oh, what the?
So you know when the drawbridge opens. You know the layout. Do you have a plan for distracting them while your friends get inside?
Hey, can you do me a favor though?
Oh, what's that?
Like, you know how it's muggy down there and stuff like that, right?
I don't know. I haven't really been down
Oh,
there.
listen, like it's nasty down there.
Oh yeah, it's hot.
This thing is like grating into me.
Well, I'm only wearing a loincloth,
Like,
so I
it's-
guess the
it's-
heat doesn't really.
It's kind of difficult for me to be able to continue being able to speak diplomatically while I'm wearing this stupid thing. Like, any chance you could get it off of me?
August like, don't make fun of the costume I gave you.
Can you just help me out here for a second?
What do you want?
Just be able to get it off of me?
All right, fine. He puts his bone club down. Puts his clipboard down. Takes his glasses. All
As long
right.
as the loincloth stays where it needs to be, that's
He
fine.
reaches it with you with his Shrek-like hands.
Oh god, it smells like a swamp.
So yeah,
Donkey!
he takes the collar off you.
Yeah, I can breathe a lot better now. Hey, odd question.
Yes, servant.
Oh no.
Can you let go of that chain for a second?
I suppose it would do me good to not carry things. Fwah! He throws it.
I want to wrap it around the ogre's throat. Just crank it. But I want to stand on his back while I'm pulling on it because I'm trying to pull his head off.
Roll for strength.
That is a garrote. I thought you were just gonna grab the chain and yank it so you fling him off the side of the tower.
A
We're
nat
off to a
6.
great start. Oh, it's a movie special.
So
Can that be my go-to line? It's a movie special.
It's a movie special. So you jump on Orgrimmon's back and start choking him up with the chain. All the Goblimon look over like, hey, he's taking out the boss. And like some of them are like, oh no. Some of them are like, good.
You know, I'm happy.
Because this
I'm
is
happy.
still it's a shipping and receiving department. Like this is still like a
We
retail.
both worked there, Rappy. It's a show.
It's a bomb retail.
Terrible.
Yeah, if somebody was strangling your boss, would you care?
No, I'd
My
probably.
current boss? No.
Okay, there you go.
No, wait, no. I would care if my current boss. was being
Most
strangled.
of my bosses could probably go pound sand, so no, I'm probably not getting involved. I'm probably gonna help to be
So
honest.
like
I would like my current boss to live, but the boss that I had in shipping and receiving could get strangled multiple times. and it
So-
would-
He probably has, and let's just say, don't wear those socks.
so whether or not they like the fact that their boss is being choked, they are all staring at this happening. While you're choking out Ogremon, King Og goes over to like the control center. He's like, I wonder what this button does. Boop, and the drawbridge opens.
Can I have him pepper breath the mechanism so it stays open?
Yeah, he just kind of stands over. He's like, bah.
just vomits on the control board.
He kind of it's like a lever situation. Instead of pepper breathing Justin, he
Yep.
just like picks up some like a smaller box and shoves
The,
it in the way. So it
bone
stays
club.
open. Yeah, he takes the bone club. He jams the control so the drawbridge stays open. Max, Connor, Pilot, and Zap Zap, you guys see that the drawbridge is open.
Jesus.
Or what if we DNA digivolved?
Into something
And
big.
it's something big that can fly, and then we flew in?
I mean, you'd have to turn into your tank first, though.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be in
It'd
champion.
be a big ass thing.
Can you explain
Yeah,
that,
let's do
that
it.
part to them?
Okay.
Oh, sure. So
Fucking-
the way one of the rules for DNA digivolving in this game is that your Digimon have to be the same level, not in terms of actual level, but you know what evolutionary level
You're
you're
gonna
on.
have to keep it down to champion, chief.
Yeah, I would have to go down.
When oh yeah,
Heck,
you're right.
to Heckmon.
Champion.
When you reach
Breathe.
when you DNA digivolve, you have to both of you have to roll a dice,
Okay.
a 6 die, and depending on what number you get, that's how many turns they stay fused.
Okay. I just imagine.
It takes exactly that many turns to fly up to the top. Oh no.
I'm concerned because I imagine.
How many turns is it going to take us to fly up there?
How long is it going to take me to strangle
Wait.
this guy?
Here's the thing: is we've never done this. Can the fusion even fly?
Well, think about it.
The
Okay?
wings are cosmetic.
Combat hasn't started yet.
Okay.
So it's
So-
roundless at the moment.
I mean, on the bright side, when we undigivolve, we'll still both be able to fly.
Yeah, so if you
Yeah,
guys want
those
to do
be
it
nice.
before you get into the tower, if you want to do it after you get inside the tower, it's up to you.
I say we get up there and then we digivolve.
Okay, yeah, I'm flying in on Chromon.
Alright, so
I'll just have Zap carry me right now.
so this large out of hell bird just lands on the drawbridge with Max on his back,
Can we just like wave to them
And
while
then-
still choking this guy out? Just like
and Zap with kind of like the Jetsons sound effect, just like lifts Connor up.
Fucking
Sounds like Dr. Wily. Like,
Max over here landing looking like a Dark Souls boss. I'm coming in here looking like an Acme Looney Tune.
All the Golemon are like, "Hey, intruders!" and they don't look at Ogremon getting choked because it's like, "Oh, good, intruders. We can do
just
this."
Grating the chain. I'm going
We're
for the
not
keycap.
accomplices of the crime if we were knocked unconscious.
So, are you guys gonna do the DNA diffusion?
Sure, why not?
All right. So,
God, I've never done this.
so Chromon
Hi.
shrinks into Peckmon, and Zap turns into Tankmon,
I turn into smaller bird, I turn into tank.
and they both burst into DNA streams and fuse together.
Okay.
we haven't even seen this one yet.
Doo-doo-doo.
That's for the audience. We haven't even seen this one yet.
I mean,
Doo-doo-doo.
I rolled a 5.
All right, so that's a 5 for you.
And what did you roll?
Same.
Okay.
All right, so
I
you
rolled
will
a
have this
75.
for 10 turns.
Oh,
Again.
yeah.
The way this works is on both Connor and Max's turn, they'll have control of the fusion.
Okay.
But it'll count towards that 10 turn count.
Okay, so it's eaten up twice as fast.
Yep.
Technically. So if we both rolled 1s, we would each get a turn with it, and then it would just go.
Yeah. Now, again, when you get a DNA Digital Evolution, both of you will pick one move from that level. So, like, one move from Tankmon, one move from Peckmon, and then there'll be one new move provided by the fusion.
I'm picking 1,000 Beaks.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice. So, the fusion you get, they fuse together, and about the same size as Chromon is a metal-covered pterodactyl
Oh no.
called Pteramon.
It's Skarmory!
with
Yeah.
missiles.
That looks like a F-22 Raptor.
Alright, so Connor, what's the move you're going to take from Tankmon? I guess, do you want to know the unique move first?
Sure.
So, he'll know 1,000 Beaks, he'll know Missile Storm,
Oh no.
and
That's
then,
known as the I'm sorry, Mom.
and then whatever move Tankmon provides.
I'm gonna do machine gun.
Okay. Nice.
Because I got missiles, whatever the damn beak is, and like.
1,000 Beaks is a cloning move.
Oh no!
You're turning him into an AC-130.
An army
We're
of
gonna
these.
have a double AC-130.
Yes. No, it's not a clone.
Oh no!
It is a bunch of
It's
clones.
1,000 clones.
Are they small or are they all the same size?
They're all the same size.
They're all the same size.
But they only last for a turn.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You might have
And
to
they all
have
just peck the heck out of whatever they see.
Heck the heck. Alright, everyone roll for initiative. Alright, so it is
What?
it's Justin's turn first. Again, you were on top of Ogremon, choking him out.
Can I use my? Can I like put the lightning sword thing like
Inside
lean
him.
back, grab that, and just shove it through the top of his head?
Yeah, roll for strength.
That's 6.
Alright, so you stab him through the head with your lightning sword. He is like, oh! And he's gonna like shake you off, but you're still on him. The blade is still in him. Do you leave it in or pull it out? You can still stay on his back.
I'll pull it out.
Alright, you pull out. What is Og gonna do?
I'm gonna have him turn into Black Greymon,
Alright, do-do-do-do-do-do.
and then I'm going to have him Great Antler into this guy.
Nice. Roll for strength.
That's a 4.
Alright, so he comes
Yeah.
charging in. He does hit Ogremon, and Ogremon is sent flying into a wall. You're still on top, so you fall off, you take 10 damage.
Worth it.
You're like, where did bro you fall? Now it is Ogremon's turn. He looks at you, Justin, because you're, again, on the floor near him. He's like, I trusted you,
That was your first mistake.
and you lied to me!
Yeah, I do that.
I'm gonna punch you so hard.
Oh, please do.
He uses Tyrant Fist.
Sounds like I'm gonna roll out of the way.
He punches with such force that an ogre face appears around his fist. So if you're gonna roll for speed.
So you know how you said that this armor helps us from physical damage?
Yes, my friend.
It gave me a 3.
Nice.
Because that would have been a 2.
So take 20 damage.
Alright, cool. Guess I should have just hanged myself with that chain that I had.
You go flying into a bunch of the... Yeah, he punches you. You go flying into some of the boxes.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Wait, can I land in the explosives?
You land by them. You crash through a box.
This sounds like a potential plot move!
And there's literally cartoon bombs that are all around you.
Are they actually usable?
Yeah, if you light them on fire.
So what if we use our bomb move with this pterodactyl? Are we gonna nuke the place?
You'll probably kill me, which I mean, I guess
Fair enough.
I lived a good life.
Worth it.
It's badass enough for your final death.
Torque moved. Manages to die in a campaign point where we can't die.
So
That's how I want to go.
one of the Goblimons sees that you're, hit into the boxes, and one of them runs over at you, ready to swing with his club.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
No, this is me to him. Wait. Wait.
Uh,
Do you actually like your boss?
Does anyone like their boss?
But do you enjoy your job?
I enjoy not getting smashed in the face.
That's
And if
pretty
I
What-
work for him, I don't get smashed in the face.
But if you
Or
continue
quadrant.
swinging that at me,
You're
I'm
gonna
going
get
to
smashed.
kill you.
Roll 20.
19.
While the fight's going on, you spend 6 minutes.
Can I sit down and like take out a coffee and like we're having a coffee? It's like, listen, bud.
No, you're still just like bleeding on the ground having this conversation with
He
them.
takes out a beer.
He's hesitating. He's having a new life moment. He's like,
Listen, bud. I don't want this to have to.
"You're right. I quit." And he takes off his tie and he leaves.
Wait, can I have the club?
Wait,
No, he
I have a
doesn't.
question.
Yeah.
While they're having that conversation,
Yeah.
you're being a great distraction, by the way. Can I make his insides outsides? I mean, we got missiles.
No.
Got machine guns.
He has converted this man to seek higher employment elsewhere. He's like, "You're right. I went
Can
to
we still
college
attack?
rather than killing you." You've reminded him that he is, as an employee, he is worth investing. You reminded him like, "Hey, how come you have sick days if they don't want you to use them?" And he leaves.
Aw.
I just imagine.
Hit me where? Goddamn hearts,
I
buddy.
just imagine that like he's going like, you know what? I think you're right. And he keeps talking to him. He doesn't take his eyes off Justin, but he starts walking away and just like topples over the edge.
Oh yeah. Oh totally. It's like, "You're right. I'm gonna chase you on." One of the other Goblimon. It's his turn now.
I'm digi-disabled.
One of the Goblimon runs up to Connor and goes to hit him in the back of the head with the club.
I
Yeah.
take the shield
Mm-hmm.
and I block it.
All right. Roll for stamina, which is just a flat 6.
It's just a flat 6. Does your stamina eventually deplete?
No.
No,
Okay,
it's
good.
just
It's
it's
a
a bonus
stat.
that we didn't take anything to.
Yeah.
It's the one thing no one's rolled for until now.
No,
That's a
that
5.
That happened all last game.
All right. So you successfully blocked the strike with the bone club. I should also mention, because I didn't say this with the fusion thing, your fusions get the pluses of your Digimon. So
Yeah, both of them.
So-
So he's +1 speed, +1 special.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, he took that.
So, okay. There's one Goblimon that went. There's another Goblimon that runs over to Max. It's kind of coming around and behind Terramon. It sees you and it's going to swing at you with a club.
Okay.
But Max, see if you can reason.
See if you can reason. Change.
No, I'm gonna try to dodge him, and that's a 4, so that's a 5.
All right.
Oh, running away from your problem. Not reasoning.
He goes to club you. You dodge and you get right behind him. You're like, "Oh, they want. Oh, they want." Nani?
And then Terramon turns around.
Just
you
Vulcan
bullshit.
machine. Just miniguns him into oblivion.
Skipped over.
no!
Skipped over Max's turn.
It's okay. I'll take my turn now.
All right, take your turn now.
Okay, don't take it.
I
No.
think I'll take it now.
Y'all are a bunch of degenerates, I swear to God.
Yeah. Can I get on top of
That's
Terramon?
my entire
Yeah.
background.
Okay, so I'm gonna get on top of Terramon. And Big Boss Man's still here, right?
Yeah,
Still there.
yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna machine gun at him.
Roll for special.
Alright,
It's a 1.
that's a 5. 4+1
Do you
because
say-
it gets +1.
Do you
Yeah.
say anything to like get his attention?
Ogremon!
Huh?
Your dad.
Oh no.
My pop? My pop? All the Goblin are like, whoa! Terramon gets 2 Gatling guns beneath its wings.
And proceeds to just delete this man.
He gets shot up, he's against the wall, and he slides onto his ass, and he becomes Data and dies.
So you Robocopped him.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Connor, it's your turn. There are 3 Goblin
How do I follow up after
There are
that?
3 Goblin behind you.
You actually do it.
I whomp. Wait, isn't there one right in front of me that's trying to whack me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna whomp him with the shield.
And there's one on your other side who's like trying to whack me.
Alright, roll.
I need to get like a little dagger so I can block and stab in the same turn.
Oh, you mean these kunai that I just so happen to have, but I'm
Yeah,
bleeding?
me too. I have some.
That's not a knife.
Yeah, it's
So if you're gonna whack him, roll for strength.
Alright.
a sticky stab.
Whack him off.
A sticky stab!
Whoa, it's a 6!
You ever punch somebody so hard you stab them?
You take your shield and you whack the Goblin one so hard, he like slides on his ass off the drawbridge. That was Connor, you still have Terramon.
Is there just a group of people?
There's just 2 Goblin left.
Are they next to each other?
No, there's one near you and there's one like on the other side of the room.
Can I get him to like crisscross his machine guns? So they're pointing at 2 different targets?
Yeah, just roll for special if you're using machine gun on him.
Sure. I'm gonna just try to.
Rolls a 2.
That's a 5.
Wake up!
Wake me up inside!
So yeah, bullets go a-flying. Both of the Goblin one are hit. Both of them go down.
Okay.
KO.
Twin machine guns just.
Just gotta sit up. Like.
Now, as one of them's about to die, he goes to take his club and throw it at like a pile of bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Can I throw a kunai to stop it out of the air?
Do you want to, or do you want the guy with speed to do it?
I want to do it.
All right, roll for speed.
If
That's a nat 6.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it anyway.
You
I was gonna let it happen.
you throw the kunai, it hits the club. The club bounces against the wall.
You're not causing this divorce.
The dagger hits the club. Club bounces against the wall. Hits Goblin. He's like, oh, it just dies. You defeat the minions
better
of the
use it.
tower, which means the Agumon of Fang Village are free. So you guys come out from the tower and they're all like, yay, and they'll have like banners and like they're like, it's time to party.
I love
guys."
how that entire situation, I'm the one that's covered in blood right now. It's just like.
Can I sneak? Can I do something sneaky
What? What do you want to do?
before we take some bombs?
How many can you carry? You can carry 3 on.
Can I
I'll
carry
carry
a
3?
crate?
No, you can't
I
carry.
will not be taking the crate with me. I'm just putting it somewhere else.
Where are you gonna put it?
At the base of the tower.
Yeah, you can put it at the base of the tower.
Okay.
3 bob-ons.
Yeah, basically.
So now.
Yeah, so you're gonna carry a crate around everywhere that you go. Kind of sounds like the plot point.
No, I'm just
We
putting it
got-
down
we
on the base of
heard
the tower.
somebody making fun of.
I actually wrote it as bob-ons, by the way.
Nice.
I did. I
Any
spelled it as
reason you
bombs.
put them at the
but let's
base?
Yes, because they're all happy and celebrating, right?
Yeah.
What better way to celebrate than with fireworks?
Are you gonna tear down that tower?
Hit the blessed primer, my children! Pulling detonator plunger.
So hold on, let me actually set the scene. So you come down with the crates of explosives. You're like, it's time to tear it down. Everyone's like, yeah. And like the youngest Agumon comes up and he's like, sir, can I do it?
Yeah, I hand him a little button.
You didn't even set the bombs yet. Wait, no.
He throws the button aside and he pepper breaths the bombs.
Yeah!
And the tower comes crashing down. The 6 of you basically spend the rest of the night in Fang Village, partying with the locals.
Getting absolutely plastered.
Og is talking to other Agumon. He's like, yeah, it does burn when my fire comes out. Yeah, like just simple conversation.
It hurts when I.
So just simple conversation. Everyone's having a good time. Max, where would you be in a party situation? With all
Oh,
these little,
boy.
with all these little dinosaurs.
Dude, in party situations, I'm always the guy sitting in the corner petting the dog.
So you're sitting in the corner petting Falconmon.
Yep, there we go.
Found him.
Both of you have red cups.
He's the good boy.
Yours is full of like alcohol. His is full of like bird seed.
Small
Bullseye.
seed every day.
I know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Um,
You have a keg stand or something like that?
I mean, not a cake stand. I'm hitting these placid party goers with the blessed beat drops. I'm just DJing them.
Max, you're just kind of hanging out with Pilot,
My God.
and walking up to you is one of the Agumon. He looks kind of older. He kind of looks like he might be the village elder. And, it's kind of hard to tell he's old because he's a dinosaur and they're already kind of wrinkly.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he comes up with like a little, like a walking stick or something. And he tells you, like, this tower is taken care of and everyone's celebrating about it. But everyone's forgotten about the neighboring village of Claw Village. And
What is Claw Village?
Huh?
What's up with Claw Village?
He says that it used to be that Claw Village and Fang Village kind of worked together and lived in harmony.
Okay.
But ever since the Grand Disagreement, they've been very separated from each other. So no one from the Fang Village wants to go help Claw Village deal with their Ogremon and their tower.
What was the
What,
disagreement?
So he takes you outside,
Yeah.
loads his shotgun.
Okay.
Out back you go, you foreigner.
He takes you outside and he shows you this like rock in the middle of the village.
Yep.
And on this kind of stone tablet, there are 3 figures.
Mhm.
There is a symbol of friendship, a symbol of courage, and between them a symbol of wisdom.
Hmm.
Now, he shows up. He tells you, like, both in Fang Village and Claw Village, there was the legend of 3 heroes who would come together and save this entire island, but great Armageddon. And the disagreement was that the hero came from Fang Village, when all the Agumon believe it came from Claw Village. And that's why the great disagreement happened, is because they can't decide on where the great heroes came from. So yeah, he tells you that, and he tells you, like, despite what the other Agumon believe, he's lived there long enough to look past this disagreement, and he kind of just humbly asks of you to do to their village what you did for ours.
Okay.
That sounds like plot.
Well, call me Abraham Lincoln because I'm about to free them all.
He's like,
Nice.
is that someone, like, relevant in where you come from? Pilot's like, he does this all the time.
Call me MLK.
And I'm like just sitting, like, looking away from him, like.
Last week he was talking
There's a
about someone.
light shining on your face from somewhere, even though it's 9 o'clock at night.
Pilot's like, he keeps bringing up this guy named Epstein. I don't know what it means either. The 6 of you leave Fang Village. August kind of like, I'll always remember you, group of guys that look like me but aren't black. And then he leaves.
They still your brothers.
They steal your brothers.
He does like the pound your chest thing, but he has 3 claws that just won't fold in.
He just stabs himself with them.
So, as you guys are walking from one village to the other, in the middle of this field is kind of like, you guys remember Pride Rock? From
Yeah,
Lion
isn't
King?
that, I was about to say, ain't that Lion King?
It's like Pride Rock, but like more folded in, and there's like what looks like a small cave at the top of the.
So it's shorter instead of a giant jut.
It's like if it didn't fold out, if it came back up,
If it had ED.
Okay.
and there's like a hole in the middle that kind of leads to a cave area inside the mountain.
Okay.
You guys are passing it, and sitting on like the base of this mountain are 3 Digimon that look like Goblimon, but they aren't.
They're Snipermon. We're about to get assassinated.
They're called
I'm coming home.
They're called Shamanmon.
Oh.
Shaman, man.
They just look like angry lizards with mohawks and clubs.
They're just darker Goblimon.
They're just.
I see the creators of Digimon really tried to break the
I
mold.
mean, video game logic. The darker they are, the
Hey,
harder they.
they did
probably
Alolan
are.
forms first.
Is that club
Wow.
standard issue though?
I mean, it's got like screws in it. Anyway,
So it's upgraded.
there's just 3 of them sitting on the base of the mountain, and they look at you and they're like, "Hey, give us what you got."
Hey,
All right.
pepper breath him.
Wait, brothers.
Connor's like, "Hold."
What is it you seek?
These Shamanmon are like, "Hey, you better give us your stuff, because like we work for this really tough guy from Claw Village, and if you don't give us your stuff, he'll come by and he'll mess you up."
But my children,
Who's your boss?
why would you want to take our stuff to simply give it to him when it is your stuff?
So they work for the other Ogremon, who's another variation called.
Can I huddle with them for a second?
Yeah, you grab your 6 buds.
Because
like,
if you take it,
So-
he shall simply take it from
What
you.
I'm thinking is I'll take one of my bombs, I'll light it, I'll give it to him, and then just walk away. And boom, problem solved.
I like that idea. Okay.
as you guys are huddling up, they're like, "You better hurry up, because
Guys, listen. I have my gift for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So,
a gift for you.
The 3 Shamanmon take like the bomb that they don't realize is a bomb, and they're like, Fugamon's gonna be happy about this, guys. And one of them's like, guys, Fugamon's not coming back. It's like, shut up, Dave. He's gonna come back.
When they go to turn around, can I have you written in Sharpie on the side of it?
I just kind of want to throw a kunai at the bomb to get blow up more.
So like basically the three of them are like slowly walking away with the bomb, and they're talking about how their boss would be happy, but they don't know if he's coming back. And the Digimon they mentioned, Fugamon, is the one that has that other tower.
Mm-hmm.
So
So these poor bastards never even had to die.
so they make it into the woods. There's an explosion, and you hear
Got him.
you hear all three of them yell, "Ow!" The six of you keep moving to Claw Village, and when you get there, it's surrounded by a large stone wall. So at the top of the wall, like where the door is, and it's all locked up and stuff, at the very top, I know you want me to do a Monty Python thing. I don't know the reference.
Oh, no.
18.
18?
15.
Alright, so the
At
three
least
of
we're
you,
in the teens. We're almost all legal.
the three of you notice yellow
something
horns
Germany.
poking out from like behind the wall.
Oh no.
Is he French?
Hello, who is it?
You cannot tell by my ridiculous accent.
The castle of Master Guido Womber.
So nothing's happening. You guys just get to the wall. You see that there's two horns at the top. Basically, you see that there's two things up there having conversation. So Connor, you get on top of Zap Zap, float your way up, and behind the wall are two Gabumon, which are the pelt-wearing yellow horn Digimon you guys met a while ago. But there's two of them, and they see you. They're like, "Oi, what you doing there?"
Admiring this
What you
fine
not
wall
doing in
that
this
you
wall?
have built.
I did not know that humans could fly.
I mean, not all of us can. I fly through the power of God.
They tell you to get back on the ground.
Okay.
Okay, so basically they look over the edge and they see the six of you, and they're like, "Oh, you want access into the village?"
Yeah.
One of them is British, one of them's French.
Well, this
This is just their accents.
Yeah, you don't know. Do you have permission?
Fugamon?
Fugumon was yeah, okay, so is that the name you give them?
Yeah, we'll give him the name.
Our village protector eliminated Fugomon several days ago.
Oh.
Yeah, they were late to get us the message.
Well, like, what am I going to do with this permit that I have?
You have a permit?
Yeah,
We will sue
we
you.
all have a permit. These men here are under my holy wings.
Yeah.
Maximum, use your roll 20.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, it looks like the bird. That's from hell. Yeah, we're totally
Nat 20?
out of the Holy Inquisition.
As they're lying, you tell the truth.
Yeah.
And you glow a little bit purple for it.
Wow.
You mentioned that the elder of Fang Village sent you in order to help take care of the tower. And the two of them are like, "Ha ha ha! Well, if you are here for protection, ha ha! You are too late. But we'll let you look at the destruction our protector caused."
Oh, wait, they already blew it up?
So the doors open.
I still have my permit, though.
The six of you walk in.
Everybody's dead.
The six of you walk in.
Dude, that was me in Whiterun today.
The village is very vibrant and like alive and like pretty advanced. They have like now nice houses and stuff.
They got electricity now.
Like the Agumon had like tents, and these guys have like wooden cabins basically.
Okay.
And
So it's the semi more advanced level of sport.
yeah, and basically at the end of the town, because again the whole town is like bordered off by this big wall. At the end of the town, there's a large castle, but in the middle of the town are the remains of the tower that's already been blown up.
Oh, wow.
Actually, no, the tower's still there, still standing. And
But it's just off.
well, no, it's still standing. It's like
It's upside down now.
it hasn't been
It's leaning.
destroyed. It hasn't been touched, but it's in the middle of town,
Weird.
and it looks just like the tower you guys tore down.
What?
I'm about to Berlin Wall this thing.
So the Gabumon let you in. There's two other guard Gabumon that like are standing at the doorway, and they're like, "Welcome to Fang Village."
And your
Thanks.
new car.
I didn't know telling the truth could help us heroes.
Your gay guys, they're kind of assholes, huh?
Well, they get paid to be assholes, sir.
Okay.
What culture is this village?
America.
Oh.
So,
Wee, wee, wee.
so they overheard that you guys wanted to help take care of the tower, and they mentioned that you guys are gonna basically waste your time because
So who's your great savior that came through?
if you'd like, we can introduce you to him. He likes to see villagers here.
Sure.
What kind of accent is that?
So they
They're all
take
different.
Ho ho ho.
they take you to like the castle that's at the very end of the village, and you guys go in, and there's kind of like a throne room, but instead of an actual throne, it's more like a really big dog bed.
Oh.
And there's like
Dog bed?
yeah, but it's a mostly empty throne room. There's like a door in the background that's locked off, and sitting on the dog bed is the protector of Fang Village, and this is Zeed Garurumon.
That's a big ass
Hey,
cannon.
look, it looks like discount Blastoise. Guess who's losing his head?
Someone slapped a 120 millimeter on top of a dog.
And they thought it was a good idea,
That was a good idea.
and it was.
Hi, Japan! This is what happens when you make a show in a country that's guns are outlawed, and then they try to draw guns.
So yeah, Zeed Garurumon. You can refer to him as Zeed. He's sitting there on the dog bed, and he sees you, and he's like, "Ah, villagers, welcome to Fang Village."
We're not villagers.
Oh, sorry, visitors. I misspoke. How can I help you?
We were sent here by the village elder for the Fang Village. Told that there was a clan here there was a tower issue. And then we're being told that it's already been resolved.
The villagers of Fang Village sent you here. We haven't commuted in them in years.
The elder sent us.
Ah, well. It seems you've wasted your trip here. I've already taken care of the leader of that tower.
So, where'd it go?
He tried to set up shop here, and I eliminated him.
As in, you blew him to smithereens?
Yes, as I had.
Blessed be
Assumingly with that giant cannon on your back.
That's correct, young man. I took out the enemy, and I
the
remained.
insurgents.
I kept the tower here so that explosives could still be sent to this village.
Why would you want that?
For my weaponry, in case we were invaded again.
Oh. You mean the supply chain that we...
And when do we register for the draft?
No draft is necessary, my boy.
I have enough bombs to fix any problem.
For you see, I am a one-man army.
You mean this manifesto right here?
Alright, Five Finger Death Punch song.
This entire
Calm
list
down.
of all of the supplies that have been sent out of that tower?
He looks at it and he's like, yeah, mostly I keep all the bombs. Everything else I kind of just depot.
Where do you send it?
The bombs or the extra stuff?
Yes.
Well, the bombs go in my supply room, and everything else goes to the villagers. As you can see, they made great use of the resources made available to them.
Where's that? Where's your bomb room?
Out back. Do you wish to see my arsenal?
I do.
You're a very trusting guardian.
I try to be. People often don't trust me. I can't imagine why.
A desirable trait.
No. Not a single hint whatsoever. Pointing at the giant gun on his back.
So, he basically says that if you want to see the supply room, he's going to have to ask a favor.
That depends what it
What's
is.
the favor?
Well, there's two things right now that I'm having trouble with.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw them, but there are a couple of miscreant shamanmon that escaped my wrath and escaped the village. Yes, they've been causing trouble to any of the villagers that leave and come back. So, if you would be so kind as to apprehend them or destroy them. So he mentions that, and he also mentions, well, this is a problem I can't necessarily take care of as it doesn't attribute to my personal skills. There is a Digimon in my village that is speaking the gospel. His gospel is that Armageddon is coming, and he won't shut up about it. Now, as a leader and the protector of this village, I can't just very well go down to his house and ask him to leave.
Blasphemy!
What I'd like is for one of you to ask him to keep it down and not scare the villagers.
Go get him. Me screaming blasphemy, and then you just hear me cue something up on Spotify. It's just a holy war. Oh, holy war. It's just me just running down the road.
If you like Pornhub, you'll love Pornhub Live. Like,
What's up?
that's just out of the boombox.
Oh no!
So there's those two problems. As he's finishing explaining the guy who's yelling the gospel and stuff, there's a small quake in the village. He's like, another earthquake. I must go investigate.
Wait, take us with you.
I'll take one of you with me if the other two of you want to go solve those problems.
I must go fix the non-believer.
Alright, so who's going to go with Zeed? Alright.
I will.
Who is going to investigate the whole shamanmon thing? And who's going to go
Connor
investigate?
will.
Who's going to investigate the priest?
Wait.
That would be Justin.
No.
Oh, I'm investigating
Yeah.
the priest.
Wait.
Okay.
So
I'm about to-
He's Dr. Bad
I'm
Touch.
about to Templar crusade all over this boy.
And you're going to go check out those three shamanmon that are just kind of roaming around the outskirts of the village. Alright, so we'll start with you, Max.
Nice.
You follow Garurumon. At the end of the village, kind of near his castle, there's a river that runs through the walls. And they have like a little port over it or whatever. And drinking out of the river are a couple of Digimon that have been causing earthquakes in the village. There are 6 Karamon. And
Kara, which one of those?
so I'm going to show you. The reason this is like kind of shocking to you, Max, is because you kind of recognize this thing because you've dealt with it before. This came from the same line as Diaboromon from the last movie special. And there's 6 of these things drinking out of the water.
Oh, that's
Welcome visitors.
Worse, these things aren't even real Digimon. Whatever they are, they're not capable of sentience.
They're just fucking hallucinations.
Mindless parasites.
They come here and they drink the water and they cause small quakes throughout the village. They've been a nuisance for quite a while.
So they're literally just a nuisance.
Yes,
Okay.
and I need to wipe them out.
Well,
That's
great
a little
guardian.
okay.
I would love to see your might.
I'll show you. Haha. You seem like a smart boy, Max.
Thank you.
Allow me to show you what I'm packing.
Oh, I can see what you're packing there.
Zip. So he readies his Zed cannon, which is the big gun on his
Yeah.
back, and he launches just like a beam of pure white, and your eyes can't even handle looking at it. You kind of have to turn away a little bit. Pilot puts on a little pair of sunglasses, and like the beam just comes out, and it wipes out all but one of the Karamon. Because one of them kind of moved out of the way, and it goes towards you and Pilot. How do you react?
Can we do that like cross slash thing?
Yeah, roll for speed.
Okay.
I'll only have you do it once.
Yeah. 6.
Alright, cool. So, the other Karamon goes flying towards you. And Z Garuma was like, Maxwell, look out! And you and Pilot look at each other and give each other like a knowing nod. And you just a double slash. And you destroy the Karamon. And Zed is like, impressive!
That
Yeah.
wasn't even using our power.
That was using 1% of
That
it.
was using 0% of my powers.
Zed is impressed by your skill. He mentions that, back in the day he used to be as fast as you. But ever since the whole cannon thing, he's been relying on pure muscle to take out threats like this.
Understandable. You play to your strengths.
Yes. And he kind of mentions to you, it's good to know that someone with as much power as you is using it for the right thing. Unlike some people.
Who would that be?
So, next up we go over to Connor and Zap Zap as they stand outside of the only, shack in this village.
Me throwing up religious gang signs.
Every other house in the village is like a log cabin. But you and Zap Zap show up in front of, a tent, basically.
This is the only dude who didn't upgrade.
And there's, an upside-down cross outside of the
Woo! Me pulls out my normal Digi-related cross.
And from inside, you can hear, what's the word?
Rob Zombie playing?
A sermon going on.
A sermon? How big is his tent?
It's not big. You can fit, 4 there's, 4 Goblimon in there. You can fit, 12.
I push the flap aside and I enter.
So standing in front of, 4 Goblimon who are just there listening and shouting out threats of Armageddon and Doomsday and all the horrible things that are going to happen to this island is Wisemon. Now, he doesn't have the book that's at his feet. That's just there.
Oh, he kind of big. He kind of chunky. I'm a
keep him
steal.
away from your child.
He got balls in his hands.
So he's there and he's talking about how doom will come for us all. We'll all die.
Unless we donate to the evangelists.
And he goes on and exposits only 3 heroes can save us from this apocalypse.
And pray tell, who would that be? Points itself.
And the Goblimon at this point, one of them kind of looks at their watch and goes, "Hey, the game starts." Oh, okay, and they'll funnel out of the church. So it's just you, Zap Zap, and Wisemon. And he sees you and he's like, "A fellow man of the Lord."
My man, my neighbor.
I see you're a man of culture as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So he looks to you and he kind of he appreciates that you are also wearing a Pope hat or whatever. But he's also
Weary that I am also wearing a Pope hat.
no, he's also so you are here to speak of the doomed apocalypse as well.
I wouldn't go that far, my brother.
But we're all gonna die. This village is doomed from the great apocalypse.
Pray tell, where does that say in the scriptures? What chapter and verse?
Well, it's
I know it well. I pull out like my soggy book. It's still kind of moist from that Halloween episode.
It's got like marinara on it for
It's
some
got,
reason.
It's kind of like old marinara.
Oh,
It's got like little butter fingerprints on the corners of the pages.
a couple of the pages, yeah.
Little grease stain. It's got like a coffee stain on the back.
He is dead set on the fact that this whole village is going to be destroyed, and he's kind of like,
I'm about to dip into the 400 hours of lore Raffi put on this one man.
no, basically he's saying
It's
that,
actually 3.5.
he's saying that this village is doomed and that they're all going to be swept away, and none of these Goblimon are taking it seriously. Do you mention that you were sent by Zeke or
I do mention that.
and he's kind
The
of
brother
like,
of the faith was sent on a holy mission.
the false.
Deus Vult, Deus Vult.
He's like the false believer does not believe in the claims. He does not know the wretchedness that'll take this village.
It may be proclaimed, and it may be stated, but many things in the book of the Lord. Maybe this is just a test to see if we shall heed his warnings and lie down like dogs, or think like the true and artful creations he made us out to be.
Roll 20.
To see if I can persuade him. Why do I keep closing the app like a dingus? Why am I opening my messages? Why am I this? Why did I roll the wrong one? Why did I get an nat 20?
So, through your gospel of bullshit,
Oh no.
he's like, he's not convinced, but he's like stupefied.
He's like, I've never thought of it that way before.
Yeah.
He's like a Dragon Ball Z character that just had his mind blown. I've never thought of it like that.
He's basically like amazed by your amount of like optimism about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like, come on, man, I'm trying to make a buck.
I'm sure, but does he actually... Oh, that's yours. Does he actually say that?
Yeah, Zap kind of like tugs on the guy's robe and he's like, if you don't stop making so much noise, Zeke is gonna shoot you with his cannon.
That too, yeah.
And
That's not me threatening, that's just me passing the word on.
And Wise Swan's like, be gone from my church! So as you and Zap leave, I want you to roll another 20.
That's an 11.
Alright. So as you're walking out, you just barely notice that when Wise Swan moves from behind the podium, his head moves first, and then the rest of his body follows.
Is that normal?
So you and Zap leave. That's the end of your scene. We go over to Justin and Nog, who are just kind of walking around like the forest that surrounds the village.
Tra-la-la-la.
And Og is just like, as he's walking by, he's like picking berries and like eating them. He's going around and he's like, you don't really think these guys are just wandering the forest, do you?
We have run into people in weird spots, so
I want you to roll a 20.
that's a 16.
Alright. So you managed to find the spot where the explosive went off.
Oh.
And you see like their footprints, and then like they eventually disappear. So you can only assume they have died. Now, when you follow the footprint, there is one footprint that keeps going, and it goes towards the mountain with the cave in it. And there's just like one last shaman mon like trying to crawl up the mountain.
Just trying to crawl.
That translates to he's dying.
He's dying.
He's supposed to, yeah, a little bit.
Gonna walk over to him and step on his back. Where do you think you're going?
I'm gonna live in the cave until I die.
Yeah?
Uh,
Because, boss man down the river just sent me this way saying that you guys were a much bigger pain in the ass than you guys made it out to be.
we just wanted to make the boss proud, and then he died, and now we don't know. I just try to be tough. Justin, I want you to roll a 6, like a flat 6. 5. So, you jump out of the way just in time as a large blade comes down on Shamanma and destroys him.
Oh.
Standing on the side of the mountain, holding the sword in his big hands,
His
is
big meaty claws.
Big, meaty claws.
is Victory Greymon. So he slams down, he's got his sword there, and he's like, pests, and he lifts the blade over his shoulder.
So, at what point in time was that necessary?
He was standing on my mountain.
Yeah, no, I'm standing on your mountain.
I didn't want to slice you in half.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the heads up.
You're welcome. He starts heading back up the
Oh, this
mountain.
guy's an asshole.
He's like, yeah, but he's a cool asshole. So he's like walking back up the mountain.
Who are you?
He turns around with his sword. He kind of looks over his shoulder. He's like, I am Victory Greymon, former protector of Fang Village.
Hold on.
Great job you've been doing.
I got bored.
You got bored, and then they got attacked.
Well, are they still in trouble?
No thanks to you.
Then it solved itself.
We solved that problem.
If they were stronger, they could deal with it themselves.
Listen here, you piece of shit. You turned your back on your own guys. That's a dick move.
You're right. And now I'm turning my back on you.
Yeah, it's a better side of you anyways.
Thanks.
Oh, look at your
You just complimented his ass in a
ugly
very
ass face.
He
nice
wags,
butthole
he
guy.
wags his hands seductively.
I'll
Wait,
shove a
My shiny metal ass.
You might not have a butthole when it starts, but you'll have one when I'm done.
So he continues to walk up the mountain. Do you go after him or just go back to the town? So you follow him up the mountain?
Oh yeah.
Alright. He kind of wanders into his cave. There's like a little like patch of wood there. He throws some more. He makes a little fire. He tosses some wood on a pile. He lights it on fire with a small quaff of fire breath.
With a quaff.
And he just kind of sits there. He's looking at the fire with his back to you. You're like standing in the entrance of the cave.
Must be fun being an absolute loner.
I get out now and again when it's worth it.
Absolute
Yeah?
donkey.
You mean when it comes
I
to
realize that's why
stabbing
you
some
gotta have
lowlife to
leave
death
several swears in
on
the
your
story.
mountain?
No, don't get me wrong. I don't like coming out for lowlives. I come out when there's a real challenge. He just happened to be a pest on my lawn.
But you still, for a lack of better words, betrayed your own people.
They've stopped being my people a long time ago.
By whose choice? Save the goddamn sob story.
I don't have a solid story. I became so powerful, it became boring to protect that village. Now I only come out when the real challenge is there for me.
Oh, so you're an arrogant prick is what you're saying.
Arrogance, sure. Pride, maybe. But if anything's worth my strength, I will get up from this stoop.
Hey,
Do you want me to kill him? You said I wasn't allowed to kill anymore.
maybe we can make an exception.
Do we want to go down that path again?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do the steps that I need to turn him into Metal Greymon.
Alright, so you basically turn to Black Greymon.
Yep.
At that point, Vic, that's what I'm going to shorten it to, looks over his shoulder again, sees that he's a Greymon, looks back at his fire. You Digimon again into Metal Greymon. Now, at this point, he's a little too big for the cave. Like, his head is touching the roof, but he's still at ultimate level. Vic is still not paying you any attention.
So you still don't think that anybody's strong enough to be worth your time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you can destroy this motherfucker.
Alright, roll for special.
6.
Alright, so from his chest, Black Metal Greymon unleashes 2 missiles that fly towards Vic.
BGU?
That fly towards Vic. He still hasn't gotten up. He still hasn't turned his back. The top of the mountain explodes. I want you to roll for speed.
5.
Alright. You manage to narrowly dodge the rubble that comes from the explosion. And you're kind of like on the side of the mountain now. And at the very top of the mountain is like now flat. Like the peak is gone. It's just a flat surface. And the only thing up there now is Black Metal Greymon, who's still standing there strong. And Victory Greymon Vic, who's still standing there, but his fire's gone. He's sitting there and his fire's gone.
Looks like we blew out your candle.
He looks down and he's like, huh. I always wanted a sunroof.
Right arm.
Triton arm is like a grappling arm shot move.
Yeah, why not?
Alright, roll for special again.
6.
Alright. So he yells out, Trident arm! And fires his like grappling hook arm at Victory Greymon. Hits him in the back and bounces off and tracks back in the Black Metal Greymon's arm.
Yeah, let's go home. You guys are dumb.
Let's just go home.
So Og becomes his rookie form again. So the two of you walk away from Vic, who's still just sitting there. So, after gathering what you guys have learned, the 6 of you all return to the village. So it's like night now. You guys are kind of like in one of the stay away inns talking. Do you trade any information with each other?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell them about big stupid butthole.
Do you tell them about that priest?
Yeah, I mentioned that his head doesn't work well with the rest of his body, and he actually sucks and my cerns are clearly superior, as I almost converted him in one try because I'm the father! I'm the best priest there is.
Okay.
I play clerics in D&D campaigns, hit me up.
Pilot is like, we saw Zeke kill a bunch of guys.
Yeah, there's a frequent earthquake issue in town due to What were they?
Caramon.
Caramon. Yeah, they're related to Diaboromon.
And that one is
That-
the one that looks like...
That tried to launch the nukes in
That's
the last movie.
right. I
Yeah.
remember that one.
So that triggers you guys. Nani?
Here's the nuke sirens in the background.
Zap Zap. When he hears that Diaboromon's involved, Zap Zap grabs onto Connor's legs, like, no, not again. I won't let you lose your legs again, sir.
Oh, that's right, my legs got I got turned into Lieutenant Dan for like 10 seconds.
No, it was much more than 10
It was
seconds.
at least
It was
12.
an entire fight.
It was at least 5.
So yeah, you guys trade your information, but there's another earthquake. And it's stronger.
Oh, here we go again.
Now, Max, do you remember where the last earthquake started from? It started from the river.
Yes, so I will say we'll go to the river.
To
I'll
the
lead us
river?
Take me down to the river.
That was our first clue.
Mm-hmm. So, the 6 of you go down to the river, and, what is it? Zigorumon. He has cornered another Digimon that shouldn't be there. This is the ultimate form of that Caramon, Inframon. And it's drinking out of the water. Every time it takes a step, there's like another quake that comes out beneath it. And Zigorumon is like ready to take it out with a blast. And before he can, a blade comes dropping down on Inframon.
Oh.
And it like cracks into its shell, and it's Victory Greymon. And basically, Victory Greymon starts fighting Inframon, and Zed wants to take a shot, but Victory Greymon's in the way.
From what I've heard, that won't hurt him.
Zigorumon is like, if I blast it, it'll just reflect it and it'll hurt the village. I can't risk making a casualty like that. Zed's like, trust me, I want to shoot him too. So Victory Greymon is like fighting Inframon, and he destroys him with a slice.
Can I use weakness point right now?
He just
What?
Can I use my power on Victory?
Oh, to like scan with his weaknesses?
I just want to scan him. Yeah.
It's probably like cupcakes and postpartum high school depression.
Yeah.
You tap into
How did you know my secret?
The inner wisdom.
you tap into the inner wisdom. Max is using his crest power, which is he's Earth Tremor. No, it's Tremor Mind.
Tremor Mind.
So you tap into your power. You stomp your foot on the ground. These purple waves come out and they circle around Victory Greymon.
Ha ha! My weakness is I have no weakness.
Yeah, I'm betting I don't find it.
My weakness is that I'm too strong.
And you know his true weakness. His true weakness is that
Jazz hands.
in the state he is now, he is still susceptible to being defeated in battle. Like, he is not invincible. If he takes enough damage, he will go down. He is missing one element that'll make him invincible.
Which is what?
Friendship. Zed and Vic get into an argument about destroying the Inframon, because Zed wanted to do it, he was protecting the village, but Vic saw Inframon as an actual threat.
Yo, you stole my kill.
Yeah, basically. He's like, Vic's argument is that Inframon was strong enough that it would warrant his power, so he got involved.
Okay.
And Zed's argument is that this is his village and he will protect it, and that Vic has no business being here. Now, the argument turns into Zed calling out Vic for abandoning his village, and Vic calling out Zed for harboring all these weapons that he's confiscated from the enemies he's destroyed along the way.
Right.
Now, they get into this argument, and they decide to part ways, and Vic goes back to his mountain, and Zed kind of in a huff goes back to his castle. So, yet again, we're going to have you guys split into 3 groups.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
So, but is he kind of on the same playing field as Victory Greymon?
Like in strength?
Almost indestructible, but...
Yes. I can't give you that information. I can't tell you what he's missing, but...
Wow, this god's useless, dude.
That's
you're
why
asking for
I follow the Digigod!
Look, this motherfucker didn't ask. He was just I want to scan him for weaknesses. I want to know where his balls are so I can kick them. That's what he did.
That's what it does.
It's true.
Listen,
That's all it does.
Show me what that crest
if I was
power do.
able to, I would.
I mean, it's too bad you don't know a guy who can do it.
Don't we, though?
I mean...
That was being sarcastic. Max knows how to do it.
Okay.
If Justin wanted to know what the deal is with Zed, he could easily whisper to Max, yo, boy, scan him.
Well, I am going to see Zed if we're splitting up.
A Max.
He's gone.
When you get the chance.
Yeah.
He's walking away.
Shove a pineapple in his barrel.
I'm gonna say that as they're walking away, Justin kind of gets next to Max, puts an arm around him, he's like, "Hey boy, when you're alone with him, scan him for weaknesses."
Who that boy? Who him is?
Are those waves visible to other people?
No, they're not visible.
Okay.
Don't worry, no one's gonna be like, "Scan me right now."
Oh my God, you're hitting me with
Cover this junk. Excuse me. We're gonna split you guys into groups again and have you talk to the people you've already talked to. While Max and Justin go off to deal with the 2 Digimon they've already talked to, you go to like where the tent is, where the priest guy is.
I'm gonna try to sneak in. I want to see this boy with his head not attached floating around.
Alright, I want you to roll a 20.
For the 16 sneaky snake.
Okay, so you kind of like poke your head in. Zap pokes his head in, and like you see like a closed sign on the outside of the tent, but you still poke your head in.
Ha ha!
Your
Only
signs-
God can judge me, pokes head in.
Basically, what you see is like Wisemon is putting on his robe, but like he doesn't have hands or feet. Like he's just like the robe, but like you see that the head is like bobbing. And you can see, like, wings coming out the sides of the head.
I walk around the tent.
Uh-huh.
And I position... Can I see him through the tent at all?
You can see his, like, silhouette.
I yell something, I whisper something along the lines of, I see that you lie and deceive my children.
The silhouette is like... Who said that? And, like, the rest of the robe drops, and you just see, like, he's a floating head with wings. But you don't see what he looks like. You don't see his silhouette.
I see your falseness.
And
This tent cannot hide your sins.
The flying head starts to fly out of the tent, like towards the other way.
I dive run around the side of the tent, because now it's just a floating head.
Yeah, you can run on the other
And when
side.
he pops out of the tent, I'm going to walk around the corner and go, well.
So you do.
Yeah.
You run around the corner, and you see that Wisemon isn't even a Wisemon, Connor. He lied. You know who he really
I can
is?
smell
Who
a
is he?
liar.
He's actually...
He's a snitchmon. He's Takashi 69.
Oh,
He's
no.
a snitchmon.
It's Devimon.
God damn it, this ass again.
Ah! Plot twist!
He's like...
Is it the same one from...
It's the same one from the Halloween special.
I thought he got murdered, though.
No, I mean, no, he just got hit with an axe, assumedly.
Well.
He's like, "Huh, what? You?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing here? This is supposed to be my fresh start."
Oh, is it?
And he gets back in the tent.
Do you not? No. I follow him in.
You follow
I
him?
wasn't done.
He's trying to like pick up his robes with his claws. Like, come on. What are you doing scaring me like that? If people see me on my robes, they won't think I'm a Wisemon anymore.
Why do you preach the thick word?
So they keep me in the village.
Just become like a doctor, bro.
Get him out.
Do like literally anything else.
Look at me!
This
They're
is
gonna-
my niche. Look at the hat.
Look, man, I got a record, okay? They're gonna let me in
Yeah,
this village.
and apparently priest is the only options open.
What, man? I turned to God. Is that so bad?
Yes, because that's my niche now, and if you touch it, I'm gonna kill you.
You don't own being a priest.
Do you have a pointy hat? I don't see you with a pointy hat in a book.
So he's like, listen, I escaped that island that stupid Pokemon kept me on. And I came here to start over. But I couldn't start over as me, because I'm a bastard. But, if I became a priest, they have a reason for keeping me in the village. And then you show up with your taser and your Pope head.
Hey, this thing is bona fide lethal, and so is the hat, okay? You want a fresh start? I'll give you a fresh start.
Oh.
Time to go back to rookie. I just
Oh, God.
cocks a shotgun.
I'm already rookie, you don't have a shotgun.
Time to go back to date now. I don't actually. I revert quick save. I don't actually do that. I'm not that murderous.
Basically, he just talks about how he took the belief that the 2 villages already had and just propagated it with an Armageddon thing.
So propped it up. Hmm.
You're not gonna tell me, are you? You're not gonna
No,
snitch.
but you can't stay here.
Where am I supposed to go?
I have one place. I have a house you can go to.
Oh,
Site.
you're sending him to the church that you met that.
And
lady
I
there.
go. You want to play God? You want to play priest? Well, you're gonna have to clean yourself of your sins and my church of
You
God.
do a bit. You give him some paper.
Yeah.
And Devimon goes to leave.
And go back to my island and fix my church up.
As he leaves, as he's about to leave,
Absolve yourself through hard work and sweat,
as he's about
and
to
you may
leave,
stay there for free.
as he's about to leave, another earthquake happens. And he notices it, and he's like, "Hey, are you the one causing the earthquakes?"
No, but I'm gonna find out what is.
I'm getting the hell out of Dodge.
Hey, I mean, why do earthquakes affect you? You fly. You shouldn't even be able to feel that.
I get dizzy.
I look at the ground and it shakes and I get vertigo. You 4 feet off the ground.
So
I
everything
get,
around him shakes.
Alright. we're gonna go over to Max now.
Yeah.
So
I was kind of just like following him into the castle, and then
yeah.
oh, we're turning around. All right.
So you follow Zed Garurumon into his castle. Zed goes into his armory and like leaves the door open, like not really caring. Like he's too mad to even worry about locking the door.
Can I preface this by saying that I am trying to talk to him actively as he's walking this way? So like I'm not trying to sneak on him.
Yeah, he knows that you're following him.
Okay.
It's not like you're sneaking.
He knows that I'm there.
Yeah, he just doesn't care.
Okay.
He doesn't see you as a problem.
Yeah.
So he goes into his like arsenal room, and when you go in there, he's got like packages of bombs that he's confiscated from the Fugamon. He's got like a couple of like what looks like really small jet planes, and I mean small enough that one person could fit in them. And I know normally that's what jets are, but like imagine if a jet was the size of a smart car. He's got like 3 of those hanging from the ceiling. He just has like extra cannons on the wall.
This man got a full-fledged fortress.
He's got extra cannons on the wall.
He's hoarding. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got just some cool weaponry and stuff. He's got storage lockers and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he goes into the center of the room where there's another like little dog bed. But there's also like basically Batman's computer in front of him. He's like tapping buttons and just like looking at things.
This man gonna blow up the universe with one bad spark.
And on all of his monitors are like different cameras set up around the village to like watch everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just looking at cameras and mumbling to himself.
Impressive.
And he kind of turns like set up cameras around the village to protect everyone.
Right.
Yo, this sounds like oddly not okay.
They're not in like freaky places like people's bathrooms, right?
No.
Not yet.
He doesn't even answer. He just laughs.
He's like, bathrooms, don't be ridiculous.
We don't poop.
Turns off one of the monitors really quick. So yeah, he's just looking at the monitors and he's just like grumbling to himself. Ridiculous.
Yeah, he seemed like a dick.
I've been dealing with him for a long time. He has all this power and he misuses it looking for worthy
Well,
challenges.
man shouldn't have all that power. Clock's ticking, I just counted the
Has he not
hours.
tried to come for you?
It's like, no, he would never come for me. Because he knows.
What does he know?
Not only am I a match for him, I could beat him.
Do you believe that there's another one?
Another one.
Another worthy opponent for him?
Of course, there's enough Digimon in the world for him to have something to fight. But I don't try to think about those things. I focus my attention on my village. That's where my strength goes. His problem is that he doesn't have anything to fight for, not that he thinks. And he's like...
Could be a weakness to some.
He also comments on how, like, Vic called him paranoid. And Zed's whole thing is like, of course I'm paranoid. I have all these people to protect.
Right.
I don't have time to frolic around or explore. My attention is solely on this place to protect my people. He's too busy experiencing the world to understand that.
Sounds like he's a rebellious teenager. And he's the boomer dad!
It's like quite the obvious. Yeah, the opposite. Yeah,
And it's like, it gets to a point where like, he's so used to listening to himself talk. Like, he acknowledges that you're there.
Yeah.
But he also at some point is just kind of bouncing off his own words.
Yeah.
And he mentions that, in a way, he kind of envies Vic. Because Vic can go, like, Vic has so little care for his village. He can go wherever he wants and fights whoever he wants.
Yeah, you don't have that freedom.
Yeah, and Zed has kind of always envied, like, that freedom. And how, like, yes, Vic doesn't really have a home, but at least, like, he isn't anchored to anything. As you guys are having a conversation, there's another earthquake. And, like, one of the cannons falls, like, off the wall, like, falls on Pilot. He's like, look!
Pilot,
Ow!
you okay?
Bro, did you damage his cannon? I don't want to have to pay for that.
Zed comes over and just, like, swipes the cannon off of him. And Pilot's like, I'm alright, but another earthquake.
Right.
And
We should go at once.
Zed looks at his monitor, he's like, that's the strongest earthquake thus far. We must leave!
They're getting dummy strong.
And he looks at you and Pilot, he's like, we have to be quickly. We have to
No,
go.
we're going with that.
Can we hop on?
He's like, ride me!
Yes! I wanted to ride this giant cannon wolf.
You better hope he doesn't fire it, but he's about to blow out your whole pelvis.
By the way, these earthquakes that are happening, like that earthquake happened at the same time as Connor's conversation had the earthquake. So these conversations are all going on at the same time.
Exiling a man for his crimes against God. Hey, there's a lot of cannons in here.
So, Justin, you go looking for Vic again to give him a piece of your mind. But you notice, like, you can't find him at his mountain. So you go back to the town, you just kind of start looking around and asking people, and it turns out he's back at the river where the fight happened just, like, a couple, like, hours ago.
Down by the river.
The earthquake hasn't happened for you yet, because, again, all these conversations are going on at the same time.
Okay.
And Vic is, like, at the river, and he's, like, looking over some of the trees that were knocked over. He's looking on the ground from where, like, the scratch marks were made.
What you looking for?
He kind of turns to you, he's like, I wanted to see what kind of damage this thing could do on its own.
We've dealt with one before.
He turns, he's like, you have?
Oh yeah.
Where?
Off File Island. We're on the side of a beep beep towers.
A shame I couldn't be there to fight it myself.
Well, the issue we ran into was, first off, it started off in this form, and we had to chase it deeper into cyberspace.
Yeah?
And it was trying to get control over ordnance from the U.S. military.
I don't know what this us military is, but you're
The
saying
guys that make big boom.
you're saying it got stronger?
Yeah, it did.
At this point, like, he's turned away from what he's investigating, and he's crouched down to, like, look at you eye to eye, and he's legitimately asking, like, was it really strong?
Yeah, I mean, it did. Yeah, no, it was a pain to deal with. I mean, we dealt with it, but...
You dealt with it? And he points you in the chest.
I mean, Og and myself, and then Max and Pilot.
And Vic kind of looks at Og and he's like, so you're telling me you fought that thing when it was even stronger? And Og's like, uh-huh, I shot missiles at it. And Vic is like, that's amazing. You must be more powerful than I thought. And Og's like, oh, it was no big deal. Like, scratches like,
And then a sword slams on the ground right in front of him. Like,
whoa.
Stop right there.
And Vic is like, but you two did it all by yourselves?
No, we had the other two, four guys with us.
The bird and the bug?
Yeah.
One part. Wow. He's just thinking about how Og, Pilot, and Zap Zap are, like, way stronger. And, like...
Than what he gave us credit for initially.
Yeah, well, he's amazed because at first he thought that, like... He thought that he underestimated Og. But then he realizes, like... No, that makes sense. Because he's, like... He knows how strong Og is just from feeling his attacks. But what he's amazed by is that while Og may not be as strong as him, or as strong as whatever Infomon turns into, he acknowledges the fact that with Pilot and Zap Zap, Og is stronger than something that powerful. Like, he's acknowledging the fact that there's strength in numbers, and with that he's kind of like, huh.
Crap.
Yeah. But he kind of mentions, like, I guess that was always the advantage to having allies.
I mean, yeah, we've dealt with the whole trying to do things solo thing, and that never really turned out too well for us. My thumb doesn't even bend in the right direction anymore.
He actually chuckles a little bit at that. He turns to you two and he's like, I was wrong for casting you two out. I apologize. He walks away from you a little bit and then kind of crouches again, just looks at the river. And he's looking at it and he goes, have you ever been so disappointed with where you are in life that you want to start over somewhere else?
Oh boy, do I know. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I understand that.
He basically says that, like, he left his village because the threats stopped being threats to him. Everything that happened to the village, every threat that came along, it was just too easy to deal with. And he had been living there, like, all his life. And he got so tired of fighting just weaker and weaker opponents every time.
You want it bigger and better.
Yeah. So he left the village and started traveling the world looking for things to fight.
Question, though. Now, I understand the whole wanting to leave and go deal with the next big thing.
Uh-huh.
Which is admirable, and I get that. We all like a good challenge. But, did you ever consider going back just to teach them how to at least, defend themselves?
He's kind of like, never thought about teaching.
Because, I mean, if they have the know-how, they would be able to defend themselves. Sometimes, that's kind of the best way to go about it. You don't have to get your hands dirty. They can take care of themselves. You don't have that burden anymore. You can go do your thing.
He's kind of nodding to himself and he's like, ever since I left my home, The only place I've never visited before was the village again. And before you guys can keep talking, there's another earthquake. And it's coming from beneath the river.
Whoa.
And kind of like rising from the river, and Vic stands up and kind of takes a few steps back. Rising up from the river is Diaboromon.
That's the asshole that we dealt with.
So he comes up from the river. Max, Zed, and Pilot get there. Connor and Zap Zap get there. Devimon also followed you.
I just yelled from the background, we were having a moment!
I immediately bury my
This thing
legs.
again.
Diaboromon's like, your development means nothing to me. No, he doesn't say that.
I said I think he could talk.
Zed looks over at Vic, and the two of them kind of have like a rival stare down. And the two of them like go after Diaboromon. So basically what's going to happen is that both Vic and Zed are going to like launch their attacks at this guy. If you guys want to join in, just like, you won't have time to Digivolve, but if you want to throw in an extra attack, you can.
I charge him with his shield.
You charge him and you throw it, because they're all launching.
Well, I guess I also throw it.
Nice.
Windu Blader.
A shield goes flying in, a wind blade goes flying in, a cannon is
Can I yell at
launched.
Connor for throwing his shield?
Yeah,
I don't have a receipt!
a
So I'm yelling
cannon.
at you.
A cannon is launched. A giant fireball is thrown from Victory Greymon, and all the attacks hit Diaboromon, and like he's kind of like half data, like he's split down like to half. Half of his data, and the other half is like slowly melting into the ground.
Oh, that's bad news, bears.
That's bad news, bears.
And before you know it, he melts into the ground.
Says my
Just
shield.
like that, disappeared like my dad.
Says all of our stuff miss or is all of our stuff hit?
It all hit, but like he's not dead.
Oh,
And what's worse is that
He's not even hurt.
he didn't pop up out of the ground to fight you guys. He just popped out to like
Assess the situation.
to transform into his mega form. But he's going back into the ground so that he can change again. Okay, so basically he melts back into the ground, and like the black mass that was his body is kind of growing
Uh-oh.
and like rooting into the ground and around the field. And Devimon is like, holy shit, I was right about the whole Armageddon thing. Uh-oh. And basically, Diaboromon has basically like, because it's a hack or a glitch Digimon,
oh,
it's like,
is he gonna get banned, Hammerhead?
Getting into the coding.
Is
No,
Vac-
this isn't run by Epic Games.
Is Steam coming in? Is he gonna get VAC banned?
just for in-game exposition, Pilot is kind of like, Max, I don't think that when we destroyed Diaboromon, it stayed destroyed.
It just adapted.
Because that was the same one we fought. There aren't multiples of that Digimon.
Right.
In the exception of Karamon, who kind of split himself up. But the point Pilot is making is that instead of destroying Diaboromon, it came here and has been growing since that fight.
Oh,
Huh!
oh no!
And
A challenger reappears.
it seems
God
like
damn it, Gary.
it's outgrown its mega evolution.
I guess
Oh!
we gotta kill it with something.
Rising from the ground, lifting the village.
He turned. You just stealing the plot from the Avengers movie. You stealing the plot from Age of Ultron, you piece of shit. Kidding.
So from the ground, kind of carrying the island.
Oh, the whole island.
No, it's like the two villages, like enough round that like both of the villages are involved.
He's got like a village in each hand.
It's Unicron!
The space you guys have explored during this like movie thing,
okay.
lifting up into the air, it has become Armageddonmon.
Oh.
Or Armageddonmon, sorry.
I don't
I don't like that.
Like its head,
It's huge.
yeah, it's like the size of a continent, and like it's holding
I'm
like
gonna down its neck.
Oh no.
it's holding the two villages and the rock, like the whole area you guys have been exploring in this whole thing, holding it like in its top claws. And it's lifting it into the air, and it has like two additional arms coming up from over it.
Hey, Vic.
Yeah,
Is it big enough for you yet?
it'll do.
Nice.
So,
That's nice.
Pilot, Promon.
yes, sir. Absolutely, and he becomes Crowmon.
Can I turn into Metal Greymon?
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
So Og becomes Black Metal Greymon. Are you gonna have Zap Zap turn into Tankmon, Connor?
Yes, just so I can hear him scream.
Zap like, wow, he's huge. And he turns to the tape on it.
Dad, what?
So Zeke Arumon is kind of like, he looks at, you humans, and he's like, Maxwell, the planes.
My character's like, the planes?
Yeah, and I'm like grabbing you guys.
So Max drags Justin and Connor back to the fortress, to where the armory is.
I'm
God.
with
What's the biggest gun attached to a plane there? I don't care if it's accurate.
There's no guns. I mean, the planes have guns.
Okay.
And all three of them are the exact same. They're experimental, like, personal jets.
Okay. Jet fuel, right? And he's made out of steel?
You have no chance. I need you guys to roll for initiative. Okay, so it is Justin's turn first. So you're in a jet plane. Black Metal Greymon is like on the ground level, looking up at Armageddon.
I'm gonna do a flyby and just like give him a thumbs up real quick.
Okay.
Like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
There are like plasma guns on these like experimental jets.
I have ground and now air superiority.
Would Max be able to do the weakness thingy so we can kind of figure out where to hit this bastard?
You kind of say it.
Where's
Hey,
his exhaust ports?
Hey, Max. I need you to check to see where this man's weaknesses are. Over.
Do you pick it up, Max?
Yeah.
Do you pick it up in your little jet that you figured out how to work the radio?
Yeah.
Alright, so, are you going to use the Tremor Mine thing?
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
You stomp your ground in the jet.
Oh, puts his foot right through the bottom of the jet.
Waves come out of the jet, and they hit Armageddon. And
Nailed it.
basically, a single strike to his forehead, if strong enough, will kill him. His biggest weakness is his forehead from a single shot.
This is over the
Single
inter-
shot to his
This is over the comm for both of them.
So that was
Hold on, I'm not done yet.
well, you hold on, I'm not done yet. Max, when we get to your turn, that is going to be your human move.
Yeah.
Alright, so Justin, what is your move?
So it looks like it's time to unleash Operation His Dad.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Don't worry, this is the new plan.
Alright, give it up.
We're gonna get sued.
Without permission.
And start just dumping rounds. Yeah, I'm gonna start dumping some rounds at its head then.
I wonder
Alright,
if this guy
roll for
also
special.
has a lobotomy button installed somewhere.
5.
5. You fire some rounds off. Pew pew pew.
That's a 6.
Alright, so Justin uses a card called Hack Device. Black Metal Greymon's like, here it goes, Hack Device, and his eyes go blue. And just a
He's just drooling with the fax noise in the background.
so basically what happens is that like one of the arms that's kind of moving around stops. It just doesn't move.
Interesting.
But only one of the arms stops moving. So that's that move. Now it's Max's turn. So you had your human move.
Yep.
What is Pilot? Yeah, what do Max's think?
There's gonna be a savage emperor going to its face.
Roll for special.
Okay, 4.
Alright. So he like flies over Armageddon's head and launches like a fireball like through his like beam, like fire beams from his wings. And they kind of like scratch the surface of the head. As he's flying by, the other claw that is moving swipes at Chromon and causes him to spiral a little bit.
Okay.
He doesn't take damage, but like he nearly gets
Insta-gib.
Okay.
Oof.
Oof! He's been
Instant
gimped.
dead.
Alright,
Oh.
now it's Armageddon's
Hello?
turn.
Wait, who almost hit the ground and died?
Chromon.
Oh.
Alright. So, it's going to use Black Rain. So from its back, it shoots out these like energy shells
Oh no.
that then
Oh,
fly, which then fly downward. So, I am going to need each of you to roll for speed if you're going to try to dodge.
5.
Alright.
It's a 5, but it's a 6.
It's 2. Oh no. Alright, so Max, you dodge the energy shell. Justin dodges an energy shell. Connor's personal like jet plane.
Connor himself.
Connor's plane is hit with an energy shell and explodes.
Oh.
You fall out of where it was, and as you're falling,
Wait, my jet just takes one hit and it goes down?
you got a 2, and it's an experimental jet.
Oh, it took one hit?
Yeah. This is Armageddon, man.
Oh, so all you hear is just, like, I'm just flying around.
So Connor,
Everything's fine. 2 seconds later.
you're falling to the ground, and Vic sees you, and he plants his sword in the ground, jumps into the air and catches you.
Yeah.
Your health
Yeah.
is at 50.
Oh Christ.
That's it.
Yeah.
I took half health from one hit. That
Your
hurt.
ship just blew up.
Can I go get another one?
You know what, my track record, I would have just
He's
died.
got a lot of airplanes.
Zed is like, you think I just got those lying around?
Yeah.
No!
Copy that.
I want you to roll 20.
Roll 20.
Yeah.
I don't care if it kills me. I want another plane. 8. He's like, no. I'm like, I imagine my character like I'm just smoking.
Oh my.
Like my hair's all burned up. I'm like, I need another plane.
I need Max and Justin to also roll 20s.
Yeah, if I can
5.
That's a nat 20, buddy.
Okay.
Christ.
So as like Black Greymon or Blackboard Greymon's flying around, he sees that like Connor's on the ground like arguing with Zap Zap or Zap Zap and Zed and stuff, and he's just flying by and he's like, he sees Justin's play and he's like, "Hey Justin."
What's up, dude?
I'm gonna assume like he also has a communique with the jet, so he's not just yelling. He like,
What's up, man?
he's got a little wire in his ear. He's like, yeah, Connor and Zap Zap aren't doing nothing, but he keeps arguing for something. Any way we could like give him a lift, or I don't know. I mean, if we just work together. When he says work together, you remember the whole Digifuse thing.
I confused him with the jet.
No. There is a Digimon that can't fly that is on the ground with a man who can't fly because his plane.
Take one.
Are you gonna fuse with
Giant.
it?
And there'd be a thing for Connor to ride on, basically.
Hell yeah.
How do you feel about blending with a tank?
Og is like in the sky and he's like, well, if I have anything to say about that, I'll say, square bun.
Square.
Catch back up in the skies there, buddy.
So,
You know what to
Copy
do.
that.
so Og turns back into Black Greymon and is like falling towards the ground. He's like,
That's
Digimon!
Yo, Max, check this out. That's my boy. Yellow.
Connor,
And that is a 6 on the duration.
Alright, roll a 6 die.
It's a 3.
Wow, way to really like shaft us.
Well, the next roll was gonna be a 6. We had a complaint.
Alright, so it's 9.
Wow. I
Alright.
keep you around for what?
So basically,
For me to steal your jet.
Black Greymon falls onto Tankmon. They both turn into data and fuse together.
What if a strong breeze comes along and just blows it away?
Now, this thing originally was called Metal Greymon from the 2010 anime. We're calling it 10th Metal Greymon.
I'm gonna have him stick with the Giga missiles.
Alright, Connor, what is the move you're going to give from Tankmon?
You want a hyper cannon?
Actually, what's our special move first off?
10 gauge.
What?
10 gauge. He launches, like, basically everything he has out of his 10, like, ports.
I'm gonna give him hyper cannon.
So I think I might actually pass on Giga missile then.
Alright, Giga Destroyer.
Why not? So we get
Um,
missiles. Hyper
No, I feel like Trident Arm might actually be more useful. Because is there a possibility of using Trident Arm potentially defensively if I need to?
Yes.
Then I think
I'll pick
I'll
hyper
use that
cannon.
one.
Alright, so Victory Greymon tries to go at Armageddon, and, like, Max, you relay the information about his weakness to everyone?
Yeah.
So he's trying to stab him in the forehead with his blade. Like, he's trying to stab into the forehead, but he's only getting the tip in. You know, as a joke. Zed Garurumon is on the ground level just shooting massive beams at like the underside of Armageddon. We go back to Connor, who is now riding 10th Metal Greymon, I'm assuming. So what are you going to have him do?
Why not hyper cannon like 10,000 times? Or 10 gauge, yeah, that thing.
Alright. So roll for special. Now remember,
Also, we have a double dose special, by the way.
yep, you have a +2 in special.
Why not a +3? I'm gonna make it that weird fire thing I can do.
Oh, you're gonna tap into your crest power?
Yeah, because +3 is just stupid.
So you match your fists together.
Yeah.
Fire erupts from your hands.
Good thing I used it. It's a 4.
Oh, genius! Okay, so hold on.
I rolled a 1 and it helped me.
So Missiles are launched out everywhere. So all this damage is caused, but the resulting shockwave causes you to fall off and fall to the ground. As you're about to fall, Victory Greymon leaves the sword in Armageddon's head, leaps down and catches you again, and he's like, listen to you.
Again! Like a 2-year-old. Again.
He kind of just like,
I'm gonna start off with 10 gauge. That's 6.
Alright, so missiles are launched out again. Only this time no one's like pushed off or anything. One of the missiles hits into Armageddon so hard its head like drops down onto the ground.
So if I shoot the sword, will it push the sword
Do you
into
get
it?
it?
It might, and it might also weaken the surrounding area around his head.
They'll do that.
Alright, roll special.
5.
Alright. So you fire on his forehead, which does bury the sword a little bit deeper. It does make the head area a bit softer. Okay, so now it's on Max.
So there's gonna be, I guess, a sunbird going at him first off.
Alright, roll special.
It's a 5.
Okay. Another heat beam is launched. Are you aiming for the head?
Yeah.
Launch around the head, pushing the sword a little bit deeper. What about you as a man? What is your man move?
What is my man move?
If
You know what? I'm gonna land the plane, and it'd be like Connor, get in.
Yes!
I'm gonna
Are you
land
gonna
this
let
puppy.
me do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I know exactly. Alright, I take the plane then.
Alright, so you land, you give Connor the plane, and it's now Armageddon's turn.
Just shoots the plane while it's on the ground. I hop in, it immediately explodes.
And that's why I wanted to get out.
Armageddon is going to use Destiny Destroyer.
He destroys destinies.
Can I block
So
it
either
with
I
my
don't know who Destiny is, but I bet she's a hoe, or we're for a bad time.
All
I
three,
don't know who Destiny is, but she's about to get.
all three of you have to roll a 20.
Oh! We will die.
Any modifiers?
I got a 16.
No modifiers.
15.
11.
Oh, you fools. So, Armageddon is lifting its head up, and it unleashes this roar, and it pushes everything outward. The plane that Justin and Connor are both in fall from the sky.
Oh,
Oh, I hadn't taken off yet. I had just gotten in it.
Oh yeah, you're about to, and then it falls to the ground.
Does it explode?
No, it just shuts off the jets.
I'm like max height.
Turn back on.
Oh!
Turn back on. I hear.
Chromon falls from the sky. 10th Metal Greymon falls from the sky.
Ah.
Z Garurumon had just unleashed another blast and is pushed to the ground. The sword in Armageddon's head is pushed out, and it falls to the ground next to where Zed and Vic are both lying on the ground. They're both down on the ground. Sword flies out, falls between them. As Pilot is falling from the sky, he's looking down at Zed and Vic and the sword between them, and Pilot kind of tumbles to the ground and is at your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks up to you, and he's like, Max, the legend. Now I want you to roll a 20, Max.
15.
Alright. So, after hearing Chromon repeat the whole legend thing, you look over to Zed and Vic and the sword between them. Now, you realize this entire time, you've kind of figured that maybe you and your human companions were the 3 great warriors, but you understand that, no, wait a minute. And again,
Stop!
I'm spelling this out for you, assuming your wisdom put this together.
Yep.
You realize that Zed is a symbol of friendship because he wants to protect his village. And Vic is a symbol of courage because he just wants to fight strong people that are out there. And between them was the symbol of wisdom. And it wasn't you and your 2 friends, it was your wisdom that brings these 2 symbols together.
You are the glue.
Oh, you realize that there aren't 3 heroes. There's 1. You need to tell them that they have to fuse.
Z, Vic,
They both look up at you.
there's no other way. In order to do this, we're gonna need you guys to become one.
And the 2 of them kind of look at each other. And they're looking at each other, but there's also the sword between them or whatever.
There's not 3 heroes. There is only one.
So you repeat that to them, which is like your cool trailer moment. They're looking at each other because they're lying next to each other, the swords between them. And like, you guys don't see this, but this is like visual flair for them. When Vic looks at Zeed, the sword changes to look like another sword.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeed can see it too. And like, Zeed puts like his paw on the sword, and Vic puts his hand on the sword. Vic is like, you see it too, don't you? And Vic is like, or Zeed is like, I do. All this time I thought you were a coward for leaving your village behind. And Vic is like, and all this time I thought you were a coward for staying inside of your village all this time. The truth is, our villages weren't just 2 in unison. Our villages were one. Maybe it's time to come together once more.
That's it.
And the 2 of them are like, the short of it is, the 2 of them remember the lives they once lived. Because they weren't always 2 Digimon.
Oh.
They used to be 1.
Oh. It's like a brothers' conflict!
With the sword between them, Zeed and Vic unite together, turn into masses of DNA and whatever, mash together,
A giant splooge of data.
and forming behind a long white cape is the Royal Knight Omnimon. So he becomes Omnimon, and it looks at itself and it's like, I remember. And it looks at you, Max. He's like, I've forgotten so much. But now I remember my job, my duty to this world, to eliminate all evil. And it lifts up its blade.
Says all
Cuts you in
life.
half.
It
Says all life.
Motion to you.
So Omnimon, in one foul swoop, flies into the air, slams its sword into Armageddon's head, which pierces it and bright lights shooting out or whatever. And as it pulls the blade out, it replaces it with the cannon that's also on its arm, and shoots a full round into the hole of the head of Armageddon.
Okay.
Armageddon starts turning into data from the head down. Point is that Omnimon in 2 little motions destroys Armageddon. The problem is that now that that Digimon is gone, no one's holding the mass of Earth that it lifted.
Oh, crap.
Omnimon is like, I'll need your guys' help.
Well, there's 2 islands. You get one, we'll get the other.
They're not islands. They're
Or
both
villages,
villages
I mean.
on the same landmass.
Oh, so they're stuck
Well,
together.
now they're really the same landmass.
We'll get
now.
one end, you get the other.
Omnimon flies under the landmass
Okay.
and starts trying to basically lift it to slow down its fall.
Uh-huh.
But he can't do it alone.
I'm popping on
use my
Chromon.
jet. I'll shoot it with the missile.
I'm gonna fly my jet right up
Mm-hmm.
under the landmass, and I'm gonna
push up with it.
I'm gonna position it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit those the flippin' retro boosters.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna shove this thing at 110%. I don't care if I put this thing into. I don't care if I go too hard and push it into space. We going.
You go orange with courage.
I'm gonna wreck the jet that I love so much to save a village.
So basically,
Still falling.
the actual boosters in the jet can curve.
Okay.
Oh, so it's a Harrier.
Yeah. So
It's a VTOL.
you and Justin both get under the landmass and use the top of your jets to try and slow the fall. Max and Chromon go under the landmass, and Chromon is like, hold on tight, and flips himself over and pushes up with his claws. And you're just over him, yeah, you're doing good.
You got this.
You're giving him
I
the
would stand on his belly and.
You give him the occasional pat on the head. Omnimon is lifting up. 10th Metal Greymon comes down. He starts pushing up on the island to keep it afloat. And also, because he hasn't shown up for this whole thing, but I like the idea of doing this here. So, since the death of Digimon in your last campaign, he's come back as a rookie Digimon. He shows up when he sees that this landmass is falling. But again, he's only in rookie form.
Okay.
So he's kind of at the base level where the massive ground used to be. And he's looking up and he's like,
Just imagine he's waving it in like we're trying to back up a trailer.
no, basically this mentor figure that's been traveling with you guys sees that you're carrying down this huge landmass. And he's just cursing to himself that he can't help. So he tries
Maybe if he didn't die.
He tries to build up the strength, and your former old mentor, that is a rookie, reaches champion level,
Oh god.
and he becomes Repamon. So Repamon is like sees the island falling or whatever. He's at champion level,
Yeah.
and he just like hops all the way up. He like
He does like that anime hop where he connects with whatever he's trying to push, but he still has
Max, I
momentum.
don't really know what I'm doing anymore. I'm pushing buttons and nothing is happening.
he like jumps on top of 10th Greymon and just like provides like with his little fox paws tries to add additional force.
Imagine Justin's just slapping buttons. He's shooting chaff. He's accidentally ejected his fuel pods. There's just 2 fucking fuel containers going towards Earth.
Flares are
Connor.
constantly popping out the back of my jet.
When you look out your window,
Uh-huh.
you see Devimon, and he's like shoving up at the island with his head, just trying to help.
I turn the guns on him. No!
I do that. I do that gif of that guy who's in the woods and he just kind of does that. He looks, he smiles, and he just starts nodding slowly.
Zach Galifianakis me?
Yeah.
Now you guys don't see this, but in the 2 villages, all the like Agumon, the village, are like panicking because they don't know what's happening. The island's falling from the sky.
This is
But-
cash money.
A bunch of Gabumon run into the Agumon village and like say, "Come with us, come with us." And basically, the Gabumon allow the Agumon to come use the bunkers that were built in their village.
Oh, okay. So like we're all gonna die together.
So,
all in this together. Oh no.
so the landmass is falling from the sky. It's about to fall and like meet the rest of the island.
Yeah.
And Omnimon tells all of you to pull out.
I've never been great at pulling out.
Don't worry.
So you guys pull out, and Omnimon's the last one lifting the landmass as it slowly falls into the ground.
Jesus gets buried underneath it. Movie ends.
All the bombs in the bunker go off.
Put those there, me.
So in like
What if we use the bombs to cushion the landing?
so the landmass is back in where it was.
Okay.
All the Agumon and Gabumon come out of their shelters and like, whoa, everything's okay.
Is he just
We made
stuck
it.
under the landmass?
Once again, I'm just laying there bleeding because that seems to be how we start and end most of these.
You guys kind of regroup in the Gabumon village, and you see that everyone's okay. Everyone's doing okay.
I parked my jet. Don't worry, guys.
The elder Agumon kind of looks to you, Max, and he's like, "Forgive me, young man. I didn't know a simple favor would go so far." Like everyone's kind of gathered around, and they're like, "What happened to Omnimon?"
Uh-oh.
I told you he's still buried underneath
Saved
the
us all.
A cannon shot comes out of the middle of the ground in the town square.
That just takes out one
Can
dude.
it be right next to where I'm standing just so I have an excuse to shit my pants?
Hey, yeah, okay. And then crawling out of the hole they made comes Zeed and Vic. The mass of land is back where it was. Zeed and Vic are free from the ground. And the 2 of them start like complimenting each other.
I like your eyes.
No,
Just
like,
really?
like they comment on their fighting ability and like how smart Zeed is
You're
and
not
how,
actually a piece of shit. Wow.
and how like forward and caring. Like Vic still like bothered to catch Connor like twice.
Yeah, thanks for that.
And the 2 of them decide that they're gonna try to unite the villages again. Because basically the piece of lore that you guys didn't pick up along the way, that doesn't matter that much, is that they used to be Omnimon together, and that the village they came from was Horn Village. But when they separated, so did the villages.
Oh.
Yeah, so the legend of the 3 heroes originally was the legend of the 1 hero, which was Omnimon.
Oh, which split into 2, which makes
Yeah.
3. Okay.
So over time, the story just changed.
Like all legends.
So I wasn't wrong. I just interpreted the Bible the different way. You know, as some priests tend to do. Ha 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 ha.
We all make mistakes, back against the wall.
Mexican. Putting white out in the book.
So, they fuse back into Omnimon because they know that they can now. And they're like, now that I've restored to my true form, I must carry out the role of a royal knight. Just as you, I
And
must
go on adventures.
travel this world and purge it of its greatest evils.
I send you with my blessing.
So, and like Omnimon is like, I will leave the Dark Tamers for the 3 of you because I know you're capable. And it is your destiny to stop them.
Weird way to say I'm too lazy to deal with it, but okay.
You say that to him?
Weird flex, but okay.
Omnimon is basically just like, there are bigger challenges than the Dark Tamers.
I don't like that you know that, and I don't want to know what those are.
And
All
I'll
right.
be honest, like, as a Royal Knight, I have to attend to those issues.
You gotta go like,
The hell are those issues?
if I told you, I'd have to kill you. Because speaking their name in and of itself gives it more power.
Lord, full to
Beetlejuice.
Lord, moldy butt.
Ah. So yeah, Omni-Man thanks you for your help, and you know, he especially thanks you for kind of bringing him back together. And as a gift, he gives each of you one DNA spark.
What does that do?
That's in case your DNA sparks on your jet
In
just
a
die out.
regular unrecorded session, you guys need to use DP to DNA Digivolve. The DNA spark gives you one free fused evolution.
Alright, y'all writing that down. I don't need to write that. Love it.
But yeah, he says goodbye,
Might wanna.
and that he's off to save more of his friends, basically. Because the Royal Knight, there's like 13 Royal Knights, so he's off to recruit more, basically.
Got it.
So he flies off. Both of the villages are celebrating that you guys survived and all this cool stuff. Yeah. Connor, if you want to mention where you parked your jet, now would be the time.
Alright, so we all go back to the boat.
God
And
damn
you
it.
notice it's listing horribly to one side. And where the lifeboats used to be, there's not. There's just the jet suspended by a bunch of safety cables.
I'm gonna say all of you are just kind of standing at the edge of the boat looking at it, and like someone cuts the rope, and you're like, "Who did that?" And Repamon, the fox that just turned champion, is like, "No one could know."
No one could know.
So, the after credits for this adventure are that there's a room with monitors and a bunch of men in suits looking at the monitors.
Those assholes again.
And on the screen are all these different shots of Armageddon.
Oh.
And they're trying to find where it went after the battle because they don't know it was destroyed. All their like secret cameras are picking up are of one bat-shaped Digimon getting on a boat, putting up his sail, and the sail says North Pole and starts paddling across the ocean.
I told him to go to my church and he didn't listen to me. That little head if I find him again.
And that's the stinger for this adventure. So
North Pole.
that was your big movie adventure. You revived the Royal Knight, which is a really big deal. The Royal Knights are a big fixture in the digital world.
Yes. Are they like holy?
They're like the first line of defense. Which, like, they were the first ones taken out by the Dark Tamers and stuff.
So we brought him back.
Oh, someone took one of those down.
Yeah. So
He got a landmass dropped on him and he was fine.
you rescued one of the Royal Knights. You saved 2 villages of innocent Digimon that came back together. And you took down, like, the first movie villain you guys already fought. Yeah. Hopefully this time we'll stay dead.
Woo! Plot twist. He won't.
But yeah, guys, thank you for listening so much. I hope you had a lot of fun with us. Again, follow us on Facebook and Twitter for this stuff. We have 2 other movie specials, and keep an eye out for the next one. Again, thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next time.
Don't
Goodbye.
ever let Connor be your pilot.